Gallagher here. If you want to grow your channel quick and easy, subscribe and smash that notification bell, because I share with you all the tips, tricks, and strategies that I use to grow this dead channel from 0 to thousands of subscribers and became a YouTube partner in just a matter of months. What's happening? So in this video we're going to do a really quick one, and it's basically what you see right here: 6 common features of the top 250 YouTube channels. So I thought this was worth noting so that you could go through here, and I'll put a link to this article in the description so you can come check this out for yourself, but we'll go over it here really quick in this video. And anyways, I wanted to point this out because if you have at least these 6 in place, then you are, doing what the top 250 YouTubers are doing, and so it can help immensely. So let's go ahead and just start scrolling down here and check these out. So the first one, what are YouTube's most popular languages? Well, if you're multilingual, this might help you out. Luckily, I'm English, or I speak English sorta, and you can see that's the primary piece of the pie there. So for most of us probably watching this right now, it's good, right? You're in a good language base because it makes up the lion's share. So if you are not providing your content in English, it would behoove you then to transition and either have your videos redubbed in English or learn to speak English, depending on how important it is to be successful on YouTube. Let's scroll to the next thing. Who is YouTube's target audience? So we look right here, we've got male being 62%, and between the ages of, well, probably right here around 35 years old is where it peaks. So males around 35 years old, somewhere in that category. So if you are able to put out content that appeals to this group, you have a very good chance at being successful, because this is the demanding group. This is the group that is really watching a lot of YouTube. Now, if not, it's better then to kind of stay to the left of this curve, 25 to 35. There's still a lot of gamers in this age group, and it's still pretty much better to be younger than older. So don't make content that's necessarily for the older folks, right? They're not really into the internet. That's kind of a different generation. But if you come back here, stay to the left of this curve at least, and produce content, that's why gaming related is so popular, things that younger people would be into, and in particular male. Now that doesn't mean you're not going to be successful if you provide content for females, but statistically speaking, male and of this age bracket right here. So pay attention to that. Scroll down a bit more and we see the most popular YouTube categories. So we have entertainment at number 1, and this is probably where you would find all of the big YouTubers like PewDiePie and Logan Paul and Jake Paul and all of those guys. And we have music, you got T-Series obviously, and all these other professional YouTube channels. So that's why that's such a popular category. People in blogging or vlogging, same thing. I guess you could probably also include PewDiePie and the Paul brothers in here as well. Filming, gaming is not as big as I thought it would be, education, and then so on. So if you are in the travel, animals, nonprofits, shows, movies, trailers, you are in the best position. So you might want to consider changing that. If you're struggling, this might be why. And now we have something that I find pretty interesting. We're getting into economics, and we've got supply and demand of videos by YouTube categories. And so with entertainment, the red represents the supply and the blue represents the demand. This is good. This means that the demand is higher than the supply. And if you are a supplier, you can get in there and help fulfill some of this demand. The same can be said for music, but when you get to people, it flip-flops. So now the demand is lower than the supply. So it's gonna be much more difficult if you're in that category. Same with filming and with gaming. Now this is not surprising to me because so much content, you guys are killing YouTube with all the content, particular Fortnite. So just to consider that, like look at the supply. It's already almost twice as high as the demand. So that makes it that much more difficult for you to be successful in that category. And you can go down through here and look at the rest of these. Education is under service, so that means the demand is higher. Comedy, the demand is higher. So these are all good. So if you're looking in these categories, just know that the higher the blue in correlation to the red, the better, if that's the category you're in. If not, if you're in the tech space right now and you're struggling, you might want to just switch, because look at that, the demand is almost 3 times as higher. I'm sorry, the supply is almost 3 times as higher as the demand. So there's 3 times as much content out there than people are even looking at. Scroll down a bit more. This is really just talking about how the amount of subscribers are distributed over these 250 channels. So you can see like the percentage wise here, the top the top tier is getting a lot of that, and then as you come down here, it spreads out sort of evenly over the remaining number of the channels, so it doesn't really help you out as much as the other information. But this is going to be cool. So what is the best length for a YouTube video? And according to this article and the research they've done, between 10 and 16 minutes is optimal. And that is based on all their research. They found that this time length is what is a contributing factor to these videos and these channels being successful. And then if we look at our likes, comments, and shares, important likes, the number of likes has a significant impact on YouTube rankings. So they did a little research and determined that the more likes a video has, the more YouTube's likely to boost it in the rankings and get that video out and around its platform. Comments have a correlation or a correlated relationship with YouTube ranking. The number of comments also drives up the ranking, and shares, the amount of shares a video gets has a big impact on YouTube ranking, and videos that appear on the first page of YouTube have higher share counts than others. So this is telling you to really promote engagement on your videos, get people to like your video, remind them to comment, and get them to share if possible. So really doing these three things are a huge factor in determining your success, as these are the three things that the top 250 YouTube channels have in common. And then they sort of break it down and summarize it for us here. What are 6 characteristics of popular channels? Global appeal, so having an appeal to a wide range of people. Relatively young target audience, we talked about that when we looked at the chart and I showed you to stay left of the curve. Theme-based contents specific to certain themes and areas. So that is, don't diversify yourself too much. Like, don't do a video on gaming and then do a video on cars and then do a video on a vlog and then do a video on something else. It's better to get in a niche and stay within that niche. Long-lasting content. So that's pretty much self-explanatory. You know, find themes that are everlasting. You know, people will always be into gaming. Gaming's not going to go away. People will always be into health. Health's not going to go away. The next thing we have, relatively short content. Again, content that is longer than 10 minutes but shorter than 16 minutes. And then lastly but not least, we have interactivity, content with topics that can cause audience interaction or engagement. So again, I'll put the link to this article in the description so you can come over here and check these out for yourself and reference this in case you forget some of the things I just mentioned. But that's it. These are the common traits that all 250 of the top channels in the world on YouTube have. So if you can practice at least implementing these things and keep them in mind in your channel, then you're going to boost your chances of being a success on YouTube. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up. I will see you in the next video.